Trump addressed the nation last night regarding the Iran conflict, and it's completely failed to calm the market's nerves. Across the board, the S&P fell about 2.5%, Bitcoin down massively. Let's break down what happened, where we're going from here. Was I wrong to stay in my long position? I haven't got out of it, still in that long trade. We're going to get onto that in just a second. Let's dive in. So, starting here with the Bitcoin spot chart, as you can see, last time we spoke yesterday, we were up here at about $69,000, but we have since slid after Trump's address regarding the Iran conflict down as low as nearly 5%, bouncing just now, literally within the last 15 minutes or so. And you can see we're actually up already 1.84% from the lows. I think the most interesting picture, though, is actually in the S&P. So look at this. Just at the time I started preparing for this video, we were down 2.5% on the initial bounce, right? So bounced of about 5% in the S&P, and then fell yesterday after the address from President Trump, down almost half of that, about 2% and change. Just now recovering, literally within the last, let's put this up on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, you can see this has happened in the last half an hour or so. I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if we didn't see another piece of news come out potentially. But what have we heard, and where does this change things? I'm still in my long position, by the way. We're going to jump back into this just a little bit later. Currently up about $180 on that trade. 20x long, 0.15 BTC, and we're in from an average open price of $65,500. Haven't removed anything from this trade. I haven't added anything to this trade. I'm going to explain why in just a moment. But first, let's just take a look at the news updates, because in Trump's update yesterday, we got, I suppose, as you might have come to expect, mixed messages. So although he said that the war was nearing completion, or at least their objectives were nearing completion in Iran, he also said they were going to he vowed to bomb the country back to the Stone Ages. That's a quote, a direct quote. President Trump addressed the nation Wednesday night about a war he says is nearly won and a mission he has yet to fully define. Speaking from the White House, Trump offered what the White House billed as an update on Operation Epic Fury, which is said to be meeting or exceeding all of its benchmarks. Never in the history of warfare has an enemy suffered such a clear and devastating large-scale losses in a matter of weeks. But, unfortunately, we don't really have an end in sight to this. In an address to the nation, Donald Trump claims the core objectives were near completion and said the US would hit Iran extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. So what he's essentially saying here is, yes, we're close to completion, but we're going to be ramping things up, i.e. escalation. What the markets want to see, specifically in isolation, is de-escalation. Trump threatened to strike Iran's electric generating plants very hard if a peace deal was not agreed, repeating the threatening rhetoric he has used during the war. And the response from Tehran to that has basically been directly, bring it on. A senior Tehran official has said, bring it on, after Trump declared Iran would be hit extremely hard in the coming weeks in a televised statement. That basically sent US crude oil up to $110 a barrel and Wall Street sliding, which we've already looked at. But why am I not yet ready then to get out of this long trade that I'm in? We were up about $500 yesterday, and we were actually coming into the first target, which was the point of control on the fixed range volume profile. That is the price, on average, where the most volume has been transacted since the 6th of February. And we often expect the volume node on a volume profile to act as an anchor to draw price in. We got the result, right? Look, this was the thesis of this trade from about $65,500, right? We entered basically here. Was the first take profit of that trade should have been up here, right? At about 69k. Why didn't I choose to get out? Because the position size was small overall. Okay, I had more orders in for this trade than I actually got filled. Position size 0.15 BTC. In once again from $65,500. The position size there is small relative to the account size, so I'm not worried about the account being blown up, and the account size is small relative to my portfolio, so I'm not worried about blowing my portfolio up. I am just trying to play into short-term patterns that I've seen play out before, little inefficiencies, to drive cash flow in a risk managed way that I can then invest into the spot market, right? Spot investments that I want to hold for a very long time. So not a big trade, not really a lot that I can actually scrape out of this. Okay, we could have been risk averse yesterday, going into a big news event, knowing what we know about how Trump's been making these announcements and flip-flopping constantly. We knew that the market was going to be volatile. There was a very strong case to be made for getting out, or at least de-risking some of this trade up at that first target, which we hit twice, right? The first target was $69,000 and we hit it twice yesterday. You can see once here and another time here in pretty quick succession. I have to stretch the chart out a bit for you to show you that properly. But the reason I didn't was because it was a small position size and the setup remained there, right? My next targets for getting out of this trade are up here in the 71, 72K region. And just to remind you what the setup is, a lot of short side liquidation risk above us, a market that loves to flip-flop on this, and we know that there's liquidity down here, at least for the time being. So, honestly, right now, yes, one could argue I should have taken risk off the table. If the trade was bigger yesterday, I would have taken risk off the table. The trade was small, so I didn't want to do that, and the thesis is still there. That thesis, honestly, is only made stronger by this, right? We've had the news event. We've seen the sell-off after the news event. Once again, to be honest with you, kind of similar to what we saw the opposite side of when we had that little piece of, do we call it fake news, that the war was going to be over, and that was suddenly proven wrong, and we started liquidating long positions. I think the opposite could even ring true here, right? A pretty aggressive couple of red candles, right? That's here last night, immediately after the announcement. But so far, not really much to actually substantiate really anything of what was said yesterday. And look, where we are, we're still just above support. We bounced quite nicely now. The only thing that's different now is there's even more short positions in the market. Same effect here, but in reverse. People jump in on that red candle. People jump in on the news first, and then people jump in on the red candle with leverage, stacking that up. But short-term expectations are pretty easy to knock out of the market. We're already going to start doing it as we bounce now. If this is continued, I do expect we continue liquidating those shorts that have built up. Look, you can see it on the 1 day. This big cumulative liquidation risk on the 1 day and observable on the 30-day as well. Look at that disparity, okay? $10 billion worth versus about $3 billion worth to the downside. We're going to start liquidating some of those positions, causing people to capitulate, get out of those trades. Whatever it is, it results in buying onto the market. Plus, or in addition to that, the overall fundamental thing, which is that things haven't really changed right now. We've got an announcement that a lot of people were expecting to potentially spell out signs for de-escalation at least, and instead what we got was, well, we're nearly done, but very aggressive messaging, sending Iran back to the Stone Ages if we're not nearly done, and a really vague lack of clarity, a real lack of clarity on what the actual objective of this was in the first place. So the result of all that is, okay, negative news, first of all, but no actual materialistic change to the situation over the last couple of weeks. So back to business as usual for the time being. Look, could be completely wrong. The situation is live. It's volatile. It's changing all the time. But for right now, my thesis for being long, at least in the short term, very important to make that clear. I'm only long in the short term, but my thesis for this trade remains valid as far as I can tell. Could be proven wrong once again, and as always, purely my opinion, and I'm only really sharing it for entertainment purposes. But hope you found that enjoyable. There is plenty more to come, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Cheers.